Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo. We're Metaphysical Empowerment and Wellness Events. We host events throughout the Northwest and online, and we interview our practitioners, our readers, healers, and vendors, so you get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. I'm here today interviewing Natalie Aguilar. Natalie, it's great to have you.
Thank you.
So please share with us, what is it that you offer at our events?
The main thing I offer is the psychic aura portraits. Now, those are hand-drawn pieces of art that are created as I'm doing the reading. The reading, so whatever I'm saying verbally, whatever information that I'm getting and explaining verbally is also being drawn on the page. And the two go together. As I draw, I get more information. And as I get more information, I get the sense of what to draw, what shapes, what colors, what symbols to draw. So they evolve together and they work together.
So does someone come with a specific question, and is the session verbal at first, or when does the drawing happen, and do you talk during it?
Oh, I usually don't start with a question like a tarot reading. It's usually, okay, let's see what you need to know and what's around you. And it's a very holistic kind of an approach. So the drawing will probably start first, and I will be exploring the drawing and saying, okay, what is this? What am I being told? What do you need to know? And as soon as the drawing starts taking more shape, the words come. And it works together. And it's everything from spirit guides to deceased relatives to life path to the one guy, the mask that he wears at work and who he is underneath the mask. It's very interesting. It seems to be what they need to know at the time.
And just in terms of the different clairs, does information appear to you visually, or do you get a sense in your body how to move to be drawing? Like, how does that come through you?
It'll come in clairaudiently. I just hear something, and it comes in, what is it, clairsentient, when you just know?
Claircognizant would be knowing, right? And clairsentient in your body. So is it?
Yep. I just know, yes. Mm-hmm. And I will get a feeling in the body, and I also will get, let me see, the shapes themselves tell me. Mm-hmm. When I am just told, make this shape this color, and then I understand what the message is. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It works on all 2 or 3 different levels all at once.
Yeah, that's great.
And I have to explain it verbally, and that's probably the hardest part, is translating.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Should I show some of them, and maybe looking at them you can help us understand a little more, or what?
See that these are abstract.
Great.
It's all very symbolic, yes.
Great, okay. So I'll share my screen so people can see a few of these. Okay, great. And I think it's on a cycle. So I don't know if there are any in particular you want me to go to, or.
No, there's not. I don't think there's that many. Yeah.
It's great. And
you can see some of them look really distorted or odd, and yet some of these actually look a little like the people, believe it or not, in some ways. But there is a lot of different kind of energies, and the fact whether they're open or closed or receiving spirit or not, the kind of energy coming in, the kind of energy they're getting from their guides. It's interesting to me. I never am quite sure.
And so for one person, if you did different portraits at different times, they would be different because they're different messages for them now, correct?
Oh, and I've had people come back. Mm-hmm. And the best story is this one lady. Now these don't show it. There was this black box all around her head, and because she was closed off for all these different reasons. And so she came back like 3 months later when I was at the fair, and you couldn't have even recognized her from the second drawing. And she had to tell me who she was, and then she showed me, and I went, that's unbelievable, because the box was gone, it was open, because as I point things out, as things come up, and I can feel it, there's a healing that will start. It's amazing. And I say amazing because, I'm a conduit here for this.
That's great. How did you get started doing this work?
Oh, that's interesting. Because years ago, back in the 90s, I was working at a psychic hotline. I sat down next to this older couple. They're about the age of my parents. This older couple, and immediately connected with them. And as it turns out, they were old spiritualists. Now, I mean, the spiritualists who used to use the trumpets and to do the that kind of work, and the mediumship where you're not present. You're I guess it's unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not there. You don't remember.
Like a trance kind of something.
And that's an old style of working, but they had these old styles of working. Okay, so I met them, and they were real hands-on with the training. They said, "Here, take my ring and read." And I went, "Okay." So I learned to just take a breath, settle down, and just allow it. And so in the process of doing that, they said, "Okay, maybe something will come through when you draw, since you're an artist one day." So I took a pencil and I just, okay. And this face came out amongst the scribbles. And everybody else was stunned, and they all stepped back. Nobody would get anywhere near the drawing. They were a little bit surprised. And I went, oh, a psychic fair came up. I was new at psychic fairs at the time. This was in like 92. And they said, "You're not going to do any more tarot. You're going to do these." And I went, eek. So no kidding. I went to my first fair and did my first drawings. Well, my third fair, first one doing portraits, sat down and did portraits for people. Boom. Mm-hmm. I don't recommend anybody doing that, but I'll tell you, I just opened up and just did them. And that's how. And so I've been perfecting it since, all these years, and learning what these things mean, what these different shapes and colors. And my style has changed slightly, too, over the years. It's very much the same, but it has changed.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And you mentioned tarot. Are there other types of modalities, other different modalities that you sometimes mix into your work?
Not right now. Okay.
Sorry, I was just asking if there are other modalities that you sometimes mix into your work.
Let me see. Well, I do tarot. I'm a Reiki master. And I am beginning to use the crystal bowls. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Too, because that, the sound is associated with color, with vibration, and Reiki's vibrational healing. And what I'm doing is actually color healing, vibrational healing. So it's the Reiki, the tarot, the crystal bowls, and of course crystal therapy when someone lies down on the table. I've been trained to do that too. So those are the main ones.
So being aware of this and kind of just linking back in. So you're getting messages of what colors to work with, what shapes to draw, like all those things are coming through.
Yeah, simultaneously.
And then it sounds like it's what message you get and following your intuition and what the person is saying too in response to the conversation after.
They, of course, are giving me some kind of input a little bit as I'm going. I can ask them, and I will have to stop sometimes and ask, do you have, like a mother figure that's passed? And have you done any of this or that? Or I'm picking up this kind of person or that kind of energy. Do you have any idea who this is? So I'll ask a few things along the way. Oh, yeah, because it helps me understand what I'm getting. But for the most part, and as soon as they clarify something, then I go, oh, if I need clarification, oh, and then I understand totally, and I can give them the whole story.
It's great. It sounds like having the message of what it is, having the meaning come together in you kind of opens up the flow of more of it coming as well.
It's like I say, they open up and they suddenly have the words and the clarity with something that they may not have quite been aware of, or they've been struggling with, or something. Mm-hmm. So with the tarot cards, I can get specific. He's here, you're here, this is happening, that's happening. It's going to go on for maybe a few months. But with these, they can ask me that question at the end, and I may have an answer. But they thought they were going to ask about job, and it goes in a whole different way. And that's what I tell people. This is a real holistic, what you need to know right now kind of process.
Great.
And they can take these home and they'll see things later. that I really didn't know was there. And I always tell people that. Take it home, it's a meditation tool. And
Yeah, that's
that
great.
is the other big advantage of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And then they come back and there's this, if they come back, there's a second one, and it's amazing. They will progress from the first one, the second one, the third one. I've done 3 or 4 for people and seen them change.
Yeah, that's great. Wow. Oh, I'm imagining a triptych, right, of the progression, but it's not just the evolution of the person, right? It's the situation of whatever they're facing in the moment. So it's a,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's great. Well, if people want to learn more about you, where are you on the web? I showed the website a little earlier.
It's moonwisemystic.com online, and my Facebook page is Moonwise Mystic.
Great.
So I've got those two. I'm not as active I am not as much on Twitter and Instagram. However, if I have anything up, you can get to it through moonwisemystic.com. You can link to everything through the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagram through the moonwisemystic.com.
Great. Well,
And
it's lovely hearing more about your work. I'm looking forward to actually watching as you work next time. Very exciting. And so for everyone listening and watching, you can learn more about us at MetaphysicalEmpowermentEvents.com. We look forward to seeing you at one of our fairs. Thanks so much, Natalie.
Oh, thank you.